Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daddy Show. If you're new to the channel, we do home automation, auto maintenance and repair. There'll be some garden videos coming up next spring, and basically just anything else around the house that I find that I think will be helpful for other people. So that's what we're about here. This video is going to be about flashing the firmware to the DIYratgdo board. So if you watched the previous video, if you haven't, please go back and watch that on how to make your own DIYratgdo board. Let's say you have made your ratgdo board and your DIYratgdo board and you're ready to flash it. That's what this video is about.
Some men rise, some men fall. Some help others to reach the top, while others stand watch. Who are we? We are the risk takers. We are the fighters. The regular everyday men, the downtrodden, and the uprisen. And this is the Daddy Show.
Now, this video will be helpful even if you haven't done your own DIYratgdo board. This will help you with esphome, period. But I'm not going to go into too much depth on that. And so it's really just going to be a very high level, here's how you flash it once you've made your board. So if that's not what you're looking for, then this may not be the video for you, but hopefully you'll check out my other videos and you'll find something helpful. So on with this video. So we've got the D1 Mini that goes on the DIYratgdo board, and we're going to flash it. So make sure that you get a data cable. So let's say you have the board, you've made it, you've got your chip ready to go, you've got a data cable, everything's hooked up. You're going to come here to the esphome ratgdo at the I'll leave a link in the description. I'll need to give you the whole address. I'll leave a link for you. So you've come here and you scroll down. If you're doing and following the DIYratgdo board video and basically doing step by step what I did, then you'll want to come down to the 2.0 board with the ESP8266. That is what I did. And so if you're following along exactly, have all the same parts, this is what you will want to do. You're welcome to experiment with the others and see if they work. And if they do, please let me know how it works, how it goes, and come back and comment on this video or the other video about making the board, and let me know how it goes. Let me know what you found out, which one you used, what it did, if there's anything, if there are any issues or no issues at all. So look forward to hearing from everybody on that. I definitely want this to be kind of a community thing, and look forward to hearing from you on how your projects are going. So all right, so we come down, we select the board here, just click on it. It won't be selected, so you can see this little dot here. It'll look white like these. So select the one you want. This is the one I want. Click connect. You'll see that the serial port shows up. It's the only one I have plugged in. Click on it, click connect. Then it says connecting. Then it says install. Obviously, if you can read. And I like to erase device when I'm doing this because I'm doing a full complete flash. I don't care what else was on it before, and there shouldn't be anything on this, but just in case, make sure there's nothing that I don't want on here. I'm going to go ahead and erase device. So click next, and then install, and then you want to look at your D1 Mini's blue LED. It should start flashing intermittently, and as long as that's going on, you know it's connected, you know it's communicating. If you don't see that and it still just says preparing, you may need to choose a different USB port on your computer. You could be using a USB extension that isn't allowing communication to go back and forth like it requires. It'll still power it up and you'll still be able to find it as a port, but it may not transfer data correctly for you. So those are a couple of troubleshooting things to look at if you're having issues. And if everything goes well, in the time it took me to say that, it was done flashing it. And so some of these I have found will find the wireless network immediately, like this one just did, and other ones won't. Other ones I have to skip this step, and then it'll give you another menu, and then you click on configure Wi-Fi, go back in, it won't have the network selected, but there's a drop down. You'll be able to find it in that drop down, and then you select your network, and then you can put in your password. So it's really weird. It's about every other one has done that. It's really strange. I don't know why. I don't know if it's cache in my computer, cache in my Microsoft Edge browser. I don't know. That could be it. Now, if you aren't using Edge and you're trying to use something else, let's say you're using Google Chrome, this is not going to work. You have to use a non-Chrome browser. I tried Firefox. For some reason, Firefox isn't working for me. So if others are able to get it to work, that's great. Wonderful. And but Microsoft Edge is what's working for me. So I don't care to visit. Actually, I will visit the device here in a second, but I don't care to add it to my Home Assistant just yet. So I like to visit the device just to pop open a new window and make sure that everything is pulling in and communicating and showing correctly here. So you can see your open and close functions. It says open right now. That's because it's not connected to a chip, which isn't connected to, even if it was connected to the board, to this board, it still wouldn't be connected to the garage door. So it doesn't know that it's not open. So it's showing incorrectly. But the fact that it's showing something and it does say open, I've found that all of these, when they're not connected, they do say open. So I know that things are working correctly. Everything looks good here. So I know that it's there. Now, if you didn't get the wireless network to show up correctly, this is probably the menu you would end up seeing. So just go to, it should say configure Wi-Fi instead of change Wi-Fi. You can go to configure and then get in there and get that set right for yourself. So that's that part. Quick, easy, super simple. And then what we do is we go into Home Assistant. All right, so now I've gone into Home Assistant. I've gone to my ESPHome integration within Home Assistant, and you will see that I have 3 of these sitting here, and that's because I flashed one a little bit ago, and so it's showing up here as well. Alright, so this one is the one that I did in my own garage, and that's also what this is. Now the strange thing is I adopted it, it came in, and it has said offline ever since, but it's working in the garage, and it integrates with Home Assistant. Home Assistant's communicating with it. I can move the door up and down. In the video where I show the garage door going up and down and how it works, and the cover slider that moves up and down, all of that was done with it saying that it's offline here. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I probably just need to reflash it and just start completely over with that chip. I'm not sure what went wrong or what happened. If you have any ideas, please let me know, because I would like to know so I can learn and make sure it doesn't happen again. But for whatever reason, it says offline, but it still works, still communicates. I can still edit my YAML and install it, and it will still send it out to it wirelessly and install it, even though it still says offline. So yeah, it's really strange. So if you know what's going on, know what's causing that, please let me know. And so we'll go in here and we adopt the device. All right, after it's adopted, it'll create this encryption key. You can just click on it, it'll copy it for you, and then what I would recommend is going to a text document and just paste that in so you've got that. And then I'll hit skip for now because I want to come in here to edit the YAML code. And it automatically brought this in, so what you could do, what would make the most sense, is to copy this and paste it in a text file for you. So you've got the key and you've got this already set up for yourself. And to get my code, I'm going to go ahead and just copy it from my other one. Just replace all of this. And then I can go over and grab my encryption key. And you'll want to paste that in. And then make sure this says D1. If you've gotten one of the boards from me, had me make one for you, this will already say D1 for you. If you're doing this for the first time, this will probably say D4. So make sure you change it to D1 if you're following all the exact steps as in my video on how to make the DIYratgdo. Otherwise, it's not going to work correctly. So if you follow all the steps on making the board, your transmit's going to be on D1. So you need to make sure that this says D1 and not D4. and then you're good to go, unless you want to change the name. If you do want to change the name, change both of these at the same time. I tried changing one of them and it didn't seem to work correctly, and so make sure you change both names and leave the quotes on this one. They're supposed to be there, so change your name in between the quotes, and then you're good to go. So then install, and since I'm connected to the wireless network, I can go ahead and say wirelessly. I can say plugged into this computer. Either way will work in this case. So I'm going to say wirelessly just because that's probably what I assume a lot of people are going to do. And so you'll see that it's running through, starting up, and then it will get to a certain point and it'll sit here looking like it's not doing a whole lot for a minute. It's not quite there yet. There we go. So right now it just says compiling, looks like it's not doing anything. I promise you it is. Keep sitting here, keep waiting. You're eventually going to get a success code and you'll know that it's done it correctly. So just be patient, it takes a while. So we're going to come back when that's done. Alright, as you can see, it's been about 3 minutes. I don't know if you can see that, but it's been about 3, maybe 4 minutes. And you'll see this RAM and flash come through. That's when you know you're getting close to being done, and then it will say success. So it looks like it was 244 seconds is what it took for it to completely finish. I've been getting this error resolving IP address. I think it has something to do with this ratgdo.2.local. I think it's the .local. I don't believe I have anything .local set up on my router, and so that's probably what's causing that. But that gets it installed. You can see it's still showing online, and then I would be able to go in to my Home Assistant and add it in. So you go to your settings, devices, you can see that it found it, and so we can go in and configure it. Which one was that? 33CF96. 33CF96. So we just click configure. You can see this is the one I started to do. Oh, actually, we don't even do that. There we go. All right, that's cool. All right, so you can see that it automatically discovered it once that process was completed, and I just hit configure and click submit. Okay, so you see I got this error here, and the IP address that it pulled in isn't correct. I don't know why it did that. It pulled in the one from the previous one that I flashed and not the one that I'm flashing currently. So that's a little strange. So I went back to Edge and it looked like this when I came back here. So I just clicked this, clicked connect, port, logs and console. No, that's not it. There we go. So I came back here and connected, and then went to visit device, and that gave me the correct IP address. So now I can go back to Home Assistant, paste that in without that info, and hit submit, and that should work. Oh, it says it's already configured. Wonderful. See, it's not showing here, so let's try it again. There we go. So I had to hit add here, and then I can click on finish, and you can see it's showing right here. So I already renamed the other one. So you can come in here and rename it here if you'd like. Give it whatever name you want so it doesn't have this name. You can go back into your ESPHome, change the name so that this doesn't push through. If you don't want to use that in your integrations and everything, you can go in here and rename it. So I would recommend doing that, to rename it to whatever's easiest to be able to add it to your integrations and to your automations, and you'll be set. So That's all there is to it. If you might come across some little bugs and things. So if you have trouble getting it to load in the settings when you're trying to add it here, if it says it's already configured, then come in here and then add device and enter in the IP address of that device, and then it will show for you. If it's doing like it did for me and saying that the device can't be configured and it's showing the wrong IP address, just go ahead and delete that out, put in the correct one, and hit go. And obviously if it's seeing it as configured, it'll tell you it's been configured already like it did me. And again, come in here, add device, put the right one in, and you'll be set. So clear as mud. I know you could run into some goofy little issues like that, so that's why I wanted to leave those in the video here for you to kind of see a couple of the things that I ran into and some of the things that I have run into along the way. And luckily this one gave me probably the worst fit that any of them have given me so far. And hopefully that helps you get around those issues. If you have any other questions, definitely reach out, leave a comment, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I am not an ESPHome expert by any means. I usually have to reach out to other people who know a lot more than I do. I'm still learning it myself, so just full transparency there. I'm definitely no expert. I know what I know from what I've done with just these few things that I have here, and that's the extent of my knowledge with it. And I learn more when I run into issues, and that's all there is to it. So I may not be able to help you totally troubleshoot things, but I will definitely do my best, and we'll go from there. So please like and subscribe. It definitely helps me out. I'm trying to get to at least 500 subscribers so we can try to get the membership things going and give perks to those of you who become members. I like to do a lot more giveaways and give away some other boards and some other things that I got going on. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's some things in the works that I can't wait to tell you guys about. I can't tell you about it yet, but you're going to love it if you loved any of these videos recently, and I think you'll be really excited about it when you see it. So please like and subscribe so you don't miss those. Please consider becoming a member if you want to help the cause, help me get further along without becoming a member. Please consider going to the Buy Me a Coffee and just giving a donation, whatever you feel comfortable with. 50 cents, $2, $20, $3,000, whatever you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you think from your heart is helpful for us, and helps me to continue to do this on a more regular basis and get more stuff out to people, get more of the giveaways done, and just help people to help themselves. That said, thank you very much, and I appreciate you watching this far. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you in the next one. And as iron sharpens iron, so too does one man sharpen another. And what am I looking for? Oh yeah, stop recording. It's over there. Hope I recorded everything right. Man, that gave me a fit. That was a pain in the butt. What can you do? Alright. Well, I guess I can hit stop now.